Good morning, Texoma. I'm Ashley Fitzwater. Thanks for joining us this morning on Inside Texoma. And this morning, you are in for quite a treat. We are taking an inside look at some pretty famous trains right here in Texoma. Joining me now is the conductor of all this, Mr. Jim Hughes. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Well, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And we're talking about the Art Express.
Right.
It's actually made its way into town. It features the train collection that Mr. Hughes has been collecting since he was just 3 years old. I love this, and we're going to hear much more about how it all got started. But it's taking place at the Wichita Falls Museum of Art. And I know Christmas, the countdown to that is just days away. But you know what? When the presents are open and your family's here in town, this Thursday is going to be a great time to get out, because Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there's lots of opportunities to come check out these trains, right?
Exactly. We want to invite everybody to come to the Museum of Art. And it's about a 45-minute narrated show with audience participation. And we show a little bit of everything. We have 15 trains running.
Wow. We
show each one individually because they all do something different. And then we'll run them all at the same time.
And it is a sight to see. I know you're taking a look at some of the video right now, and unfortunately it's just not doing it justice as it would in person, but it's just a little taste of what you can expect to see whenever you walk in, and this is something the kids are sure to love. Just going back to how this all started with you, back to your first train in 1941, I understand.
That's correct. Mom was asking me what I wanted for Christmas, and somehow I had seen an electric train, and I said, that's what I want. And she kept saying, well, no, that's too much for Santa. We'll have to pick something else. Never would say anything else. All I wanted was that electric train. And she finally told my dad, said, you know, this kid's not going to have anything else. So he got out, Dallas, blinding snowstorm on Christmas Eve.
Wow. And
there was one train set left in the store. And that was it.
The rest is history,
and that's what started it. Each Christmas, when we got the train down, put a circle of track around the Christmas tree, and we always added one new thing each year. So we started accumulating quite a bit.
And it's grown into what it is today, which, can you just tell us a little bit about what it is today? It is so detailed, and there's some familiar things people can actually check out, correct?
Oh, absolutely. We've got about 750 square feet of table area, 15 trains, there's over 200 buildings, 300 little cars and trucks, over 200 trees. And of the little bitty hand-painted people, there's 1,400
wow.
spread all over the layout. And it's kind of in areas, too. We have a zoo and a circus and a missile base and Thomas the train and the Polar Express and a town and a farm. A little bit for everybody.
I love it. There really is. And again, you can check all of this out at the Wichita Falls Museum of Art. I have to say, I just love that story of how this all got started. And you know, this really has become such a family event for Mr. Hughes and his family. We're going to hear how his children got involved. Also, your grandchildren now, I understand, correct?
That's correct.
So we're going to hear from them coming up. Stay with us. We have much more on the Art Express after the break right here on Inside Texoma. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, we are talking about the Art Express. It has officially chugged its way into Wichita Falls, and it is all being shown off at the Wichita Falls Museum of Art. Now, we told you about Mr. Hughes and all the hard work that he does, but he doesn't do it alone because this is a big job. So, These three gentlemen joining us now are actually his sons, and I'd like to just introduce them for you. We have David, Robert, and James. So thank you each for being here with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
It's our honor.
We didn't get a chance to get to this right before the break, but I understand that Mr. Hughes, you were 16 years old whenever you first started showing these off.
That's correct. We had an exhibit at the old 4-H building. I was an Explorer Scout. Dirt floor and the dust was all jamming up the wheels, and it wasn't too good an exhibit, but we got by it, and from then on we just kept growing.
And it's turned into quite a masterpiece, I'd have to say now, and just really a beautiful exhibit that changes. I think this is an important thing to definitely note. If you've been before, you're going to see something new. So David, I'd like to kind of start with you and tell us what your thoughts are whenever you think about the trains and really what they mean to your family.
Well, we enjoy it. We enjoy showing it to the public, and it's actually an honor to do it because they requested us 2 years in a row. And just the fun of doing it and the expression on people's faces when they come and actually see it, it's really a blessing.
And I love how you were telling me, Robert, that this is something y'all do basically from scratch. Every time you pull this out, it's not like you have all of this stored away. You have the train stored away, and
Correct.
then you build all this. I mean, you construct all of this. I don't know if that's a lot that people really understand.
Well, each table is a 4x8 table. We have 15 tables this time, and then we take the buildings out of the boxes and put the buildings together and clean track and sand track and clean track and put all the little people in and do some painting for little people. All the scenery is on butcher paper, and we actually use glue and scenery colors.
Wow. Can you tell me what is the best part about being able to do this, you know, with your family?
I think that's the best part, just all four of us working together and having my kids now helping out. You know, we just don't get around together for the holidays, but we're around each other throughout this whole experience, and it's pretty awesome.
Now, when do you guys start putting this all together? Because this isn't something you're able to do in just a week or something. So when does the work actually officially kick off?
Well, actually, from the day we start to the day we put it all in storage is 7 months.
Wow.
So it's quite a project, and it takes a while to do it and to take it down and make sure it's all in the right proper storage so we pull it back out the next time.
Here we have Christmas just a few days away, and if you think back to maybe pulling out those decorations year after year, maybe your bulbs or, you know, whatever, those ornaments, whatever it may be. So whenever it comes to the trains, is it anything kind of magical like that, you know, getting to pull it out for the
Yes.
first time?
Same feeling, because every time we dig it out, when it's 3 years in between, we
Yeah.
forget. So when we dig it out and go, oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Where are we going to put it? And yes, it's exciting.
How neat is it now to even have a third generation involved in this process, you know, of getting to help with the trains and continuing this on?
It helps. Because I used to be the one that ran it all the time, and I handed it off to my son.
It's nice to have the little guys where they can get on the tables.
Yes.
We're much older, and whenever we're building from scratch the tables and the different areas of the train, it's nice to have the small feet, small bodies that are able to get up on and help us.
That's true.
You got 3 generations sharing in your passion. I know that's just got to make you feel proud and just a lot of different emotions, I'm sure.
It really does. When I was in school, about 11 years old, my granddad retired from an oil company and wanted to see the USA. So for the next 4 summers, he came and picked me up. I was the oldest grandson, and the 2 of us covered 40 of the 48 states by train.
Oh.
And we stayed and lived on the trains and learned all about them and got to see all of the big sightseeing places all over the country, and that really kindled my enthusiasm to get my model trains out and get them going to show other people.
So even a deeper connection there, huh, with family, kind of taking that tradition back. Yes. I'd like to talk about each of your roles in it today.
I love trying to make something look real and new. Like when you come in there, you'll see a huge mountain. That's the brand new part of it. And then last year we did Harry Potter, or 2 years ago. And then if you look for a mountain that has dinosaur fossils in it.
Oh.
And so the smallest details is what we were going to go for. Is the kids see the big thing and the dads will go, there's something there I didn't see before.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful part.
But what is new this year?
Oh, we have Thomas the Train this year.
Yeah.
Thomas the Train.
And
Percy?
Polar Express.
On Polar Express.
Two big ones. I love how you find something even modern,
Right.
and something that the kids can really relate to throw in each year too. Is that something that's been taking place from the beginning of all of this?
Yes.
Try to, yes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the parade that we have that's going through the center of town that we put up. I mean, we have to kind of stay up with the times,
Yeah.
so we can't use, old characters that we had 10, 15, 20 years ago. We have to kind of keep up to date with whether it be the Minions from Despicable Me or Star Wars or something like that. So we're trying to keep up with the times.
So do the grandkids have a big voice in that?
Always, always. They got to teach us what's popular.
What's the end thing to be
That's it.
adding to this, huh?
Right.
That's right.
Can you tell
Yes.
us what your specific area is?
Usually I work on the second level and the third level. There's probably about 200 square feet in that
Wow.
area. And there's buildings that have to be lit up and street lights that have to be wired up. And there's probably 6 weeks just in the wiring of all the lights.
How do you learn how to even do all of that?
From his brother. That's another part of the family that hadn't been mentioned yet. There's another collection that's just as big, if not bigger, from his brother. Exhibit is actually split.
Wow.
And Don's layout is on a complete permanent layout in Waxahachie, and his is invitation only, where ours is temporary every other year or whatnot. So there's construction going on our behalf. And, there's nights we can't go up there, and there's days that we do, but it's pretty much every night and every day for 9 weeks.
So do the ladies get involved in this at all? I'm just curious because I know there is a granddaughter we're going to hear from, and I'm excited to talk to her about this. Is she kind of seemed to be the first one to share in this passion?
Well, Mom used to be love putting up the zoo and the circus. Reaching the height of the table and stuff like that kind of came out of her reach. And so that's when the grandkids picked up. But Mom was into it for a long time growing up, doing the Smurf Village and the zoo and the circus and the pretty designs and stuff like that. So.
And I have to say, because we haven't mentioned this yet, but the best part about this for me is the fact that you do all of this work, all of these hours, this passion, and you're sharing it with the community, and you're doing it to give back. Can you tell me what this money is going to be used for and who it's going back to?
This all goes into the general fund of the museum, and just for whatever they need to be used for. And we don't have any strings with it at all. We give every bit of it to the museum, and we're glad to do so.
He could make probably a good amount of money on this.
Yeah.
People love coming, they love seeing it, and yet, it's just donated back. And I'm sure that's got to make you proud of him, right?
That's all
yes.
we've known. I mean, that's
Yes.
all we've known. That's all we've done. I think he's just kind of instilled that into all of the family. But we've been doing. I mean, I don't think we know any difference.
Yeah.
That and we're all scouts too. So we learn to give back to the community. We all go to the same church.
All 4 of us are Eagle Scouts.
That's pretty awesome. And a lot about their character, of course, and I just think it's great to see that again right here in Texoma. It says a lot about the people we have in our area, and another reason for you to go check it all out. Again, it's $3. It's all going for such a great cause, and kids 5 and under actually get in free. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Correct.
And all you have to do, head out to the Wichita Falls Museum of Art. There's lots of different showings Thursdays and Friday, 6 and 7. And Saturday, there's a few more, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. This is all taking place through January 30th. Like I mentioned, this is a great time right after Christmas. Get the family out while they're still here in town and go check it out. I really just appreciate the time and each of you coming in today and sharing. We're going to hear from those grandkids coming up, so stick around, Texoma. We'll be right back with much more on the Art Express after this. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, we're taking an inside look at the Art Express that is actually showing off all of the train collection that Mr. Jim Hughes started. The conductor sitting right here, and joining us now, his grandkids, 3 of them. We have Megan, she is 8 years old. We have Tyler, who is 13, and Lee. We appreciate you joining us this morning as well. And there's 2 others I want to quickly mention, Daisy and Devin. So all of your grandkids to have some form or fashion, they're involved in this. And today, I'm excited. I've been waiting to talk to you guys and all of the role that you play, because Lee, it's a pretty big role that you play in this now.
Yes, ma'am. Started out, just being a little monkey, getting up on the table, doing the things that the parents didn't want to do or couldn't do. And, it's just progressed over the years that as I've learned more, I've just had to take on more roles and responsibilities and just try and carry it on. And now it's to the point where I just kind of run it all every once in a while.
That's what he said. You're the other one besides Mr. Hughes over here who can go in there, he said, and run the entire thing if you needed to.
Yes, ma'am.
He does a lot better than I do.
Is this something you enjoy doing?
I love doing it. I love doing it. It's amazing. I can't wait to do it every time that it comes around every year. Just makes me feel good inside. It's something that we're giving back to the public.
What's your favorite part about all of this?
In the show, my favorite part is the nighttime scene, and just any time that you get the public's reaction, the oohs and the ahs, those are my favorite times.
I want to tell you about what Lee mentioned. We end up all of our performances by turning out all the lights and then slowly bringing on the train lights. And we start off in the town of street lights coming on. And then after that, the traffic lights illuminate. And then we go around to each part of the layout, and there's a light in every single building.
Wow.
And by the time we get everything on, we run some passenger trains. And this is pretty special because we play Lee Greenwood's I'm Proud to Be an American. Oh. And it really captures the essence of our purpose that we're there for. And that's what Megan really likes.
Yeah, Megan, I understand that's your favorite part of the show. Can you tell us, what do you like about all of that?
I just like that people's faces go like, there's going to be a surprise in here, and that just makes me so happy.
I know there's a lot of children who get to come through and look at all of these trains. Is it neat to see all of the kids?
Yes, it is.
What are the different things that they say? What do you hear them say about the shows and the trains?
They're like, look at that, that's so cool and stuff.
They're excited, huh? Makes all this hard work worth it.
Yes.
What do you do whenever it comes to setting up? Do you actually help jump up on those tables and get in there and work? Now, I know there's not a whole lot of girls that are helping out with this. We've talked to a lot of boys today, a lot of men. So is it neat getting to be a granddaughter that's jumping up there and loving this?
Yes.
I think that's pretty neat too. What is the best part about getting to help with the trains?
That I get to be with my family.
Pretty special. What about for you, Tyler? I know this is Megan's brother joining us now. So you have been, helping out since you were how old?
They do it every 3 years or so. So maybe about 8 or 7, I think. That's what I'm guessing.
What is your job whenever it comes to the train?
Lee usually does the remote trains, and I usually do the easy ones like the Coca-Cola train or the zoo train. Those are the ones I usually do.
But you're running them, right, on the tracks?
Yes.
You get to make them go through for everybody?
Yes.
Do you ever get nervous? That seems like a big responsibility, huh?
Yes, but I get nervous because some of them, maybe the tracks are a little rusty and they don't run, but they usually work pretty good. So.
You've got your uncles and your dad and all them setting it up and making sure it's ready to go, huh? Do you ever get to help run the trains, or is that still a couple more years? You do?
Yes.
All right. We've got some professionals over here,
Which ones?
I get to run Thomas and the Polar Express.
The brand new ones you're getting to run. Now, whose idea was it to include Thomas? Who said that would be a neat idea this year? Was it one of you guys?
That would be Robert.
That would be Robert.
Uncle Robert.
Uncle Robert came up with that one.
Yes.
That's a good one. I know there's a lot of Thomas the Train fans. And then what about, has there been anything that you guys helped add? I know that they were telling us just before the break, they try to ask the grandkids what some popular things are this year. Did y'all give them any of the ideas they used?
Of course.
Of course they did. What would you say to families who have maybe never got to experience this before?
That the train is really fun, and just come and see it because it's really exciting to see.
Everybody should come. 1-year-olds to 72-year-olds. I mean, everybody should come out. It's a really good thing, especially since it's helping the community.
I just think that everybody should try and get out and see it because it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and there's no telling how many more times we're actually going to set this up. So it's definitely something that the whole family should come out and see, and it's not just for kids, and it's not just for adults, it's actually for everybody, so they should all enjoy it.
And I like that. It's about 45 minutes long, and it doesn't cost a lot to come in. They give all this money back. It's helping the museum, staying right here in our community. So it's just a win-win all the way around. Anything else you guys would like to add about your grandpa that you can tell us that maybe we don't know? You were telling me something before we got started, I know.
He's the best grandpa in the whole world.
You can't beat that. Sorry, guys. Well, thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it and look forward to it. Like I said, if you haven't been out, this Thursday, you have your next opportunity. The train show actually runs through the end of January, so make sure you head out to the Wichita Falls Museum of Art and check it out. What a treat. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you.
Stick around. We'll be right back with much more. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. We've been telling you all about the Art Express that is currently underway at the Wichita Falls Museum of Art. And Mr. Hughes, this has been such a treat getting to meet your entire family and hear how they have joined in on this and giving back to, of course, our community. I know you just really want everyone to come out and enjoy this because it could be 2 to 3 years before they might have the next opportunity.
That's right. We do want everybody to come out to the museum, and I'd like to personally thank all the people at the museum, Dr. Carrero, Mary Helen, Jeff, and the whole bunch has been so good, and we enjoy being there, and it's quite a teamwork. So everybody please come out.
And you know, every time I've talked to them up there too, they're always like, oh, Mr. Hughes, yes, we'll get you in touch. So I know he is loved up there as well, and this is actually one of the biggest, if not the biggest fundraiser, I understand, for the museum, correct? So
Well, we hope so.
giving back right here in our community, it's just $3 for you to get in, and kids 5 and under get in free. So if you're a grandparent, you're an aunt, you're an uncle, if you don't have children, you know, maybe there's some kids in your church or your neighborhood, bring them up there. You can just come yourself and enjoy it. Like they said, all ages can come and enjoy this, taking place at the Wichita Falls Museum of Art, Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, right?
Yes.
I know you were staying so busy, and you said during the week you had tours come through, and I know we didn't even really get to that, but your grandson,
Every
Lee,
day.
helps you out.
Every day.
Wow, what's the
Except
secret
Sunday.
to keeping this going then?
People that want to come and the oohs and ahs that we get from the wonder of it,
Yeah.
because there's not too many light trains anymore, and you can't ride them anymore. Some of these kids nowadays don't even know what a passenger train is.
Yeah.
So it's neat to educate too.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Hughes. We just really appreciate your time and all that you're doing for our community. We want to say thank you, Texoma, for joining us as well. We hope you have a wonderful day and a very Merry Christmas. We'll see you back here next Sunday morning for another look inside Texoma.